Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning. It's the weekend, baby. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. What's up? Man, oh man. I feel like I just went to sleep, you know? I was sleeping hard, dude. I got a little bit of a scratchy throat this morning. I don't think I'm sick. I don't know. I got like a popcorn kernel stuck in there or something, you know? I don't know, dude. We'll get it out, you know? We'll hack it up. Yeah, I don't know. Happy Saturday. Good morning. Good to see you guys. We'll do the news, man, as we do. And then what? Is it day 12? Day 12? Yes, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Day 12 of Breath of the Wild, man. It's amazing. Having a lot of fun. Dude, I learned some things that I was doing wrong with controls yesterday. As far as targeting and you know, being able to dodge and get flurry attacks in and stuff like that. I really was able to hone that in a bit, fighting a Lionel, and we're gonna pursue that today. We did that at the end of the day. We did some prep, we did some more work getting towards the last defined beast that we need to face, and we're working. We're basically at the point where we can just engage the last defined beast, which is what's its name? It's the desert one. I can't remember its name right now, but it's a lot of fun. We've got things kind of in motion. We're ready to roll. The thing is, once we finish the divine beasts, I've been trying to not get too sidetracked right now. But the world is large. There's a lot of stuff to find. We only have 15 hearts right now. Only 2 stamina upgrades. So we've got a lot of things to search out. We've got the Master Sword trial. We've got stuff like that we need to get done. And we will be doing a lot of that type of content. Just really doing thorough world search and going after shrines and stuff like that as soon as we get the last divine beast finished as well. So there's plenty of gameplay still to come for Legend of Zelda. And we'll hop in there and get that done. We'll keep pushing today after we do what we do. Bro. I'm really sorry. Video gaming news. My throat is jacked this morning. I do apologize. So, let's get over here. Let's do this video gaming news segment, and then we'll get into the gameplay. Cool. Check it out. We're jamming out this morning to Bullets Per Minute soundtrack. Check it. This is the jam. Let's get that death count off there for now. BPM. Awesome. First-person shooter. Roguelike. Rhythm-based game, which is a lot of fun. This is the soundtrack to that game. I have played a decent amount of that game. It's a lot of fun. They just came out with an update that allows you to put in your own music, whatever you may want to listen to, put that into the game and play that as you know, the music that you're playing to the beat, you know, and it's very, very good. So highly recommend the game. And the soundtrack's amazing, as far as I'm concerned, which is why we check it out while we started the stream, do some breaks and stuff like that. We'll listen to BPM here in the channel. So, just a cool game from an indie dev with a good soundtrack. Go check it out if you're interested. Got that music. Now we'll get into video gaming news. Let's go. Woo. Let's see what we got. I'm sure we're still going to be dealing with like residual Game Awards stuff, you know, but for the most part, we'll probably be avoiding that. We watched the Game Awards the night before last. We took a a lot of our news segment yesterday was actually summarizing the Game Awards for anybody that wasn't able to watch the Game Awards the night before last or yesterday, early morning, wherever you live, whether it be on your own or with us here in the community. If you weren't able to attend, that's why we summarized it yesterday in the news segment. So if you're not fully up to date with what the Game Awards itself presented as far as not necessarily awards, but content for upcoming games and things like that, you should look at maybe yesterday's news segment, okay? It would be December 9th on our YouTube page, and you'll get a pretty solid look that summarizes the gist of what was put out there, yeah? We talked about all this yesterday. I found it a bit weird, like some of the statements that came out by the Federal Trade Commission on why they're trying to block Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. It didn't make a lot of sense to me necessarily. It just seemed like a statement that they were putting out in a hypothetical situation. It wasn't like they were showing like look, Microsoft has a track record doing this kind of thing, and we don't trust that they're going to make the right decisions with the this acquisition. We've got a track record of the past of them doing bad stuff, and this is why we're blocking this. It was just a hypothetical. So it was like, we feel that they're going to have too much with this purchase, too much power. We feel they're going to have too much power with this purchase that they could potentially do harm with in the industry. Which didn't make sense to me, because it's like, well, then what you're saying is Activision Blizzard has too much power with the portfolio they currently have, and they shouldn't own it either, you know? It was a really weird statement from the FTC, and maybe we didn't see the whole thing in the article we read, but, I don't know. There's, I'm sure, a lot of ins and outs of this whole situation that the public isn't necessarily aware of, more than likely, but there's always going to be a bit of anti-competitiveness whenever one business buys another business in any area of industry, right? That's just a fact. But Activision Blizzard is a company that needs help, in my opinion. I think Microsoft's one of the big companies out there that can help them change for the better. So honestly, I think this would be a good thing overall for not just Activision Blizzard, but I think that Microsoft would do a pretty good job. If anybody was going to buy Activision Blizzard and do some pretty solid stuff with it, I think Microsoft, Xbox would be one of the companies out there that could do it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Popular PS3 and Xbox 360 games are shutting down soon. Let's see what's going on. Steam makes one of 2011's best games free for some users. What? Yeah, Blue Protocol. This is a game. This is the Amazon's game that's coming out that got announced during the Game Awards. We hit on that yesterday. It looks very. It's very anime style. It's a very anime style game. Think Genshin. It looks very Genshin. You know, if that's your jam, then check it out. The Game Awards. 3 patience testing hours, dude. You are not kidding. I think that was the biggest takeaway from everybody about the game. It was like Jeff Keighley was, which is the host of the Game Awards, was telling everybody beforehand, we're trying to make it shorter. We're going to make it shorter for you guys. We've heard you. It's been too long in the past. The only thing that was good about it going long was the fact that more people got Steam Decks. Because Steam Decks were given away every single minute of the Game Awards. So the longer it went, the more people that potentially won Steam Decks, you know? That was the only thing good about it. But, dude, they've got to figure it out. There was a lot of for one, they've absolutely got to start cutting people off. It's like, yo, you've got a minute tops to thank people. I know that seems rough, and it never feels good to be, you know, having people getting awards and things like that, and be going, hey, I got to get off here. They're telling me my time's up, stuff like that. You know, it's like, you know. But on the flip side of that, you see the bad that can come of it. It was on show at the Game Awards. When people are not given a cutoff time, dude, they ramble. They just keep going. And if they're not quick talkers and quick thinkers, they tend to just stand up there and wait until they think of something else they can talk about or somebody else that they can thank. And it's pretty cringy. So that's one of the big areas where they really need to set some kind of as soon as the person receives the award and gets to the mic, dude, they need to get a timer going, and they need to have somebody that's good at going, yo, you gotta, it's your time's up, you gotta get off stage. We got things to do here, you know? Yeah, I mean, all this, like, again, Transformers, Vampire Survivors mobile release, uh, that was all stuff from the Game Awards. We knew that all the like Riot's coming to Game Pass, Death Stranding 2. Yup. That's all stuff that we found out, basically Game Pass wise. I mean, I'm probably one of those people too. But I mean, for the sake of a you know, for a big production like that, uh, I mean, I think that's the big reason why you don't want to let people just keep going. You know, it was rough. It was rough sitting through that. It was rough watching that. You know, what's up, gamer? How are you, buddy? Dude, you got. You know, you're not even gonna get to hang out with us today, huh? That sucks, dude. Bayonetta Origins, another announcement from the Game Awards, which we hit on yesterday. Tekken 8 as well. We hit on this over the past couple of days. This some Valorant gamers, male Valorant gamers, used voice changers to make them sound more like female gamers in the game, and it showed a significant amount of misogyny, you know, and sexism towards those individuals, where it literally was like them playing the game and having very good collaborative cooperative gameplay from team members and things like that they didn't know, right? Like random people and and then whenever they started hopping into parties using the voice changers, apparently it significantly changed how people not only played the games with them, but the way they communicated with those individuals and everything too, and which is super unfortunate, man. Oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah, yeah. All right, buddy. Cool, man. Well, I hope it goes well today. I hope it goes fast, dude. We hit on this. I think this was actually 2 days ago in the news segment, so I think it was December 8th. We hit on this in depth. If you want to check it out, it's in there. I'm not going to go back into it, but it's very, very sad, just for no reason. Again, basically what this comes down to is like people are discriminating against other people because they're different. There's something about people that is a little bit different than them, so they start criticizing those people for basically what is no reason. That's insane. It doesn't make sense. It's just so stupid, man. Yeah, Among Us Hide and Seek was announced. The Game Awards 2, we saw that. Judas was announced as well. We saw that. PlayStation Plus subscribers are getting a major. Some PlayStation Plus subscribers are getting a major D this month. I'm guessing Dill. We'll take a look and see what that's about. This is also this boss game. What's the name of this? We saw this at the Game Awards too. We hit on that yesterday also. A lot of famous actors in this, actually. See our other search here. Why that teen shouted out Bill Clinton at the 2022? This was a really weird deal. Yeah, this was a really weird deal. We were all like, wait. So what was funny is right before this happened, like all these people were up here. I noticed this individual was standing up there with him, but he was kind of in the background, and he looked a little out of place. I've got to say, he looked a little out of place. But I think this individual was not actually part of the party. I could be wrong. That received the award, but at the end, he just like walked up to the mic and like gave a big shout out to Bill Clinton, and that's what I was like, wait, dude, did that kid just shout out Bill Clinton? And I figured we would see something about this yesterday, but let's take a look at what that was about. Hogwarts Legacy, WB releases intricate behind the scenes something, huh? Video on making the elegant soundtrack. We've already hit on kind of some of that stuff, dude. I'm not going to dive into that. That's just, they're like trying to feed the hype train. It's like anything they can put out about some of the stuff they're doing in creating the game, anything they can do to continue to try to build hype. I'm sorry. It's like, that's what they're trying to get done there, and we've already hit a little bit on the music side of that stuff, so I'm not going to dive into it. This is also something that was part of the Game Awards, so I'm not going to dive into that. We saw it. We saw it yesterday as well. Yeah, League of Legends coming to Xbox Game Pass. That's right. That's the Riot stuff. Riot and Game Pass. This was announced earlier this year. Riot games are coming to Game Pass, but it's got like a definitive date now, which is early. I think early this coming year. But you can go ahead and start like I think linking up your accounts right now. So that's coming for Game Pass members. Riot IPs are hitting the Game Pass. That's a big deal. Hades 2 is also something that we've seen over the summary yesterday, and we watched at the Game Awards, so I'm not going to dive into that either. But that's very cool news. Hades 1 was amazing, and I will definitely be playing Hades 2. Yep. Is The Last of Us Part 1 coming to PC? I would highly believe that, with Sony doing their big pivot into PC. Now, understand, if you're not aware, Sony has made this commitment to PC gaming. It's not the same thing Microsoft does. It's basically the current trend has been, if a PlayStation proprietary game would ever hit PC, it would be about 3 to 4 years after normally. That's about the average amount of time it would take for a proprietary PlayStation game to hit PC. With PlayStation now actually creating their PlayStation PC division and announcing that they have this dedicated drive to bringing their proprietary PlayStation titles to PC, they've said that it's more likely to see those titles get PC about a year after they release on PlayStation consoles. So, it's not like we're going to be seeing those day one, but I guess a year after the initial release is much better than like 3 or 4 years after the initial release. You know what I mean? So, I would fully assume that a game like The Last of Us would end up coming to PC fairly quickly. As soon as they can get the game optimized, ported over to PC, we'll probably see it at some point in the near future. Popular Xbox One horror game, only $2. Let's go. I'm not talking about Outlast still, are they? Outlast was $2. You can still get Series S consoles for like $240 right now if you're interested. There are still a lot of sales going on even after all the Black Friday, like end of November sale stuff. So if you're interested, just look around out there. You'll find stuff. This was yesterday, so not worth diving into. But apparently yesterday, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope was 47% off. We didn't see that yesterday. This came out like three hours after our news segment started yesterday. So hopefully some people caught that if they were interested. Okay, look, dude, we talked about this too. I'm not going to dive into this. This is what you need to know. Epic Games is creating these, what are being referred to as cabined accounts, right? Which are accounts aimed at restricting children from utilizing things like in-game chat, in-game purchases, stuff like that. It's a way they're trying to keep kids safer. But look, man, really, this doesn't work. Theoretically, fantastic. They've still got work to do though, because theoretically, it's like the kids find out. It's basically for any kid that is 13 or younger, right? Or what these counts are about. We've already hit on this a couple of days ago as well, but I'm just going to TLDR this for you. It's, if a kid is smart enough and they go, oh, wait, if I say I'm under 13 when I'm creating this account, they're going to go, hey, you're restricted on the things that you can do in the games. So I'm just going to say I'm 14. Kids are pretty smart, dude. And that's normally what they're going to do. Now, if parents are doing their job and helping kids, having oversight and going, what kind of accounts are you creating? What platforms are you trying to play on? And trying to make sure that they're helping them through that process and going, yeah, you should probably, you need to have one of these cabined accounts and stuff like that. Then it'll work. But outside of that, kids are quite often just going to be going and creating their own accounts and going, "Hey, yeah, I'm 21," when they're really like 11. You know, to just circumvent this entire situation for them. Now, I'm not really trying to demean the fact that Epic is trying to do something good here, but I'm trying to highlight the issue of this is not a fix-all. This is a step in the right direction where developers are it seems like developers have a really they're being more conscientious about, you know, how much of a concern there should be for kids in gaming, right? Protecting children in the gaming environments. And that's good. But we've got a long ways to go to keep kids safe. And yeah, this is a good first step or whatever, but dude, this is not kids are too smart for this, okay? It's got to be more elaborate than that. Press release and additional info for the new Transformers game. Let's see if they have anything pertinent worth reading about here. Wait, what? What is this title, dude? If Diablo 4's Queen of Hell is a spicy tomato, this Burger King ad gives me ideas. What? What? Let's see what that is, dude. What a title for an article, man. Oh, dude. Yeah, we saw, you know, this was Games Award announcement. This was Games Award announcement. Um what? What? We'll see what this is all about. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if there's any if it's worth putting any stock into that article. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go one more page here. Maybe what? Ooh, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet break a very sad record. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I think I see what it is, but we'll take a look. We read about this. This was actually kind of funny. Yeah, the director of Days Gone blamed woke reviewers for you know, the game only getting like mediocre Metacritic scores and like review scores and stuff. It's like, I mean, is it possible that your game was just, and look, I mean, the game scored like low to mid 70s on Metacritic and across most reviews. That's respectable. It sold like 8 million copies. It wasn't like a flop, you know? From what I understand, most people thought Days Gone was entertaining. It just didn't blow people away, you know? But apparently, like, one of the main directors behind the game or whatever called it a failure. And they're blaming, like, this epic failure, apparently, in the eyes of the people, the main people behind the game, or this epic failure on woke reviewers or something. It's so weird, dude. Like, what are you talking? 8 million copies? It's respectable, dude. And a low to mid 70s Metacritic scores is, it's not a piece of crap game. That's an entertaining game. So I don't know. It was weird to see this. We dove into it a couple of days ago. I'm not gonna. I mean, that's basically what you need to know about it. Hey guys, Mario and the Rabbids Sparks of Hope is 365% off today only. Meaning, they'll pay you to play this game. Gotta hop on this one. You know? I think if my math's correct, the way that works is basically take 100% of that away, which means the game would be free, and then they'll pay you about 2.5 times what the game is worth to actually play it. Right? That's the way that works, right? What is this, dude? 365% off? What is this, dude? I don't even know what to think, dude. Oh, Jesus. Looks like there might be a new GeForce driver out for everybody that has NVIDIA graphics cards. Seems like there might be a new driver out. So might be worth going and taking a look at that if you. Usually, I let those bake for a little bit. I don't necessarily go out and update my graphics drivers right away because sometimes they can be a bit buggy and finicky right out the gate. If I'm on a pretty stable driver, if the driver I'm on has been pretty good, then I don't necessarily go out and grab the latest and greatest because I like to give it a little bit of time to bake and find out whether it's in a good state or not first. But it is there if anybody needs it, apparently. Let's go ahead and dive into this stuff, man. I'm tired today. All right. I mean, this was yesterday. So this isn't really pertinent, but dude, what is this? What? Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is 365% off today? What? Yo, William B. What? Look at this Chad pic, too, dude. What? What an edgelord. So yeah, it looks like yesterday Amazon was offering a 1-day deal for the game that dropped the price by 47% to $31.98. How did this happen? So apparently it was actually 47% off. And the title says 365%, which includes none of the numbers of the actual percentage off. William B. and, you know, GN24, Game News 24. What is happening? So I don't know. I don't think this is probably pertinent anymore, but I had to take a look because this is always cracks me up when I see stuff like this. Just golf clap that, I guess. I don't even know what to think. Among them, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet break a very sad record. On the daily menu, Friday, December 9th, that was yesterday, right? We will talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which has a new unfavorable record. Then we begin the game with the trophy as well as the awards. We're finally elected the game of the year. We already know. Let's just get down to what we were in this article for. The franchise's worst score came to terms with the lowest score. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are now available on Nintendo Switch. This new generation is bringing upon the curiosity of players by an open world format. On the other hand, the Japanese company recorded more than 10 million sales in 3 days, a gorgeous record, which unfortunately accumulates the worst results. According to Metacritic, as the title of the world's best main game, the game is full of bugs, making it difficult for those users to play this game. The Violet version reached 72 on Metascore, with a 1 point less than Scarlet, which still boasts its size of being at 73. Unappealing scores are the biggest of the game industry licenses. Yeah. I'm actually surprised with everything I've heard about this game. I mean, again, you talk about a Metacritic score. This is out of 100. This is out of 100. And again, Pokemon games, I mean, more recently have been lower than they used to be. Traditionally, Pokemon games were very, very high, which is really what this is highlighting. But ultimately, if you take a look at this, what this is saying is like this game received a little bit higher than a rating of 7 out of 10. That's not bad. And ultimately, I think that's probably a little bit high just because it's a Pokemon game. With everything I've heard about this game and all the bugs that it has and basically how bad it looks, I've heard a lot of stuff about how bad the graphics in the game look and everything like that. I'm surprised this game is sitting this high. I haven't played it, so that's just what I'm going off of with things that I've heard in researching the game and doing the news segments and everything so far. But they're probably a bit lucky that it hasn't dipped down into the 60s a little bit. Whatever the case may be on that front, this is a very low score for Pokemon games. And it seems like the more they're trying to dive into this open world this open world transition for the Pokemon games, the more they're missing the mark, it seems. Open world games are becoming very prominent for a reason, right? It's not just, hey, the world needs to be big for no reason. The world needs to be, the players and consumers want the games to be open world and explorable and big because there's so much more that can be done by the developer to make the world immersive and intriguing and fun to play in. But if all they do is make the world big and it's not polished and there's bugs and there's not much to do in that world and it's not immersive, then that's a fail. So I don't know. Well, I guess see what happens moving forward with Pokemon, but they haven't had a great track record here recently. I mean, even Pokemon Arceus, which got respectable scores, didn't blow people away necessarily. It was like their first real pivot into real open world for Pokemon. But there were issues. There were issues with that game. The world seemed fake in a lot of ways. The background, it's not like Breath of the Wild. The background, you couldn't see far off. It was like a default uh kind of background that you would always see until you got close enough for the environment to kind of load in and pop in, which is not immersive. And then the Pokemon were very, just out in the world. Apparently, were not lifelike. So it just kind of ruined immersion for people too. There are things they have to work on, and we'll see how it goes moving forward. A new Uncharted version of PS5. This is a bad idea. Here's why. Video game rumors are like Crochu's surprise candy. You never know what you'll like, or even if they're good or bad. Although the release of the Uncharted series, called recently mentioned in a leak, seems to be a sweet treat borrowed from nostalgia. I would like Sony to keep a sweet treat away from the so-called tempting. It's always a reason. Story of perspective. This article is not subjective, but by nature it's not subjective. Author's opinion is personal and representative of the rest of JV's editorial staff. Thanks again. Reading well. This is written really strangely, Mason. I heard a lot of people on YouTube saying Breath of the Wild was quite empty. Really? Huh. I haven't felt that way yet. I haven't really started exploring the world though. I've really had dedicated places that I've been going to and searching out, and that's probably why right now I don't feel that way. So I don't know. At this point, I've had I don't feel that way right now. I feel like everywhere I've gone in the world to this point has felt unique, different, um, and pretty exciting. Like it's got something to offer everywhere I go. So uh, as far as being empty, I don't know that I would agree with that. I'm not finished with the game by any means. I've still got a lot of game time to go. And after we get this last Divine Beast done, I'm really going to start exploring the world in depth. So I'll probably be able to give a better opinion on that front. Right now, I don't feel like that though. Maybe I would need to know exactly what they mean by empty, you know, specifically, because I don't think I really feel that way. And everything's going to be a bit subjective. But feels like there are always enemies to engage, loot to find, the Korok seeds to be searching for. There are shrines you're always looking for. Interesting world design. It's not bland. There's a lot of different biomes. There's a lot of different uh, enemies. There's a lot of different um, like friendly areas and NPCs and stuff like that to engage with, and outside of even main quest, like sub quest and stuff like that, secondary quest. Right now, I don't feel like that. So for the way the world works, for it feeling empty, I feel like I'm always pretty engaged whenever I'm out searching around. I don't know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, and that's why I try to be very explicit and make sure everybody understands that just because that's what somebody, you know, one person's a single review, it does not mean that's exactly what you're going to experience. Absolutely. Has anyone gone well back? What does that even mean? A recent rumor driven by the leak.co relayed by Insider Gaming was published in the past. Since the games would have begun at the beginning of the year before giving a developer an unknown project, can we read the leak, which is based on the testimony of two? This is written so weird. The New York Jones, creator of that Indiana Jones video game, should all that he do to help the new team. Oh my god, I can barely read this, dude. I know you're not a fan of reviews. Yeah, I know. Yep. Again, I think for me, I don't normally seek out. Like I'm not if I'm deciding to play a game, I'm not going and like doing a whole lot of like review searching or anything. But normally I'll go just check a little bit of like what review ratings are, and I'll try to find a couple of pretty good in-depth reviews that list some pros and cons just to see what I might be in store for. I don't take it as like fact that that's going to be my experience or anything, but just to see what some other people that have put a good amount of time into the game have kind of listed pros and cons about. That's about the what I kind of put into it. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't read this, guys. This article is flipping terrible. Um, it might have been initially like written in another language and then translated to English or something, but it did not make a whole lot of sense to me. So I'm just gonna move on. It was really hard to read. Um, oh, Oxenfree. Okay. So, a popular horror game on Xbox One, which at one point was a console exclusive for the Xbox, is only $2 for a limited time, thanks to an 80% discount that knocks it down from its usual $10 price point. Um, this is noted as a very good experience. On sale for 3 more days. This was yesterday's for 2 more days at this point. It has a sequel on the way, but what you need to know is like if you have Netflix, you can play this for free on Netflix. So understand that. Developed and published by Night School Studio, which is now owned by Netflix. Yeah. Oxenfree debuted back in 2016 to surprise many when it was released on January 15th. On Metacritic outside iOS, the game's platform scores runs from 78 to 81, which is solid. Several points below critically acclaimed, yet it's widely viewed as an indie darling and one of the better indie games of its year. As for what type of game it is, it's a supernatural mystery teenage horror game with adventure, choose your way gameplay. Yeah, this is a notable game. People have enjoyed this quite a bit. So it's exactly what I just read. It was. If you're interested, I'll throw this in here if you want to take a look at the trailer. Most people know what Oxenfree is, but if you have Netflix, you can play it for free. And maybe if you want to own it on Xbox platform, $2 is probably a pretty solid buy there. So, press release and additional info for the new Transformers Reactivate game. Splash damage. The developers behind Dirty Bomb, Gears Tactics, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory today announced Transformers Reactivate. We saw this at the Game Awards, right? A 1 through 4 player online action game being developed in collaboration with Hasbro This PC and console co-op game will offer players an opportunity to explore a fresh new story within the Transformers universe. Yeah, the Game Awards saw the world-exclusive reveal of Transformers Reactivate, offering fans a glimpse of what they can expect with a cinematic trailer. Reactivate will offer players a chance to immerse themselves in the Transformers universe like never before. They will get to play as some of their favorite characters, unique, weighty, and powerful, seamlessly converting between vehicle and bot form as they battle the Legion, the greatest threat the Autobots have ever faced. CEO of Splash Damage, Richard Jolly, says, growing up with G1 Transformers in the 80s means it'll always hold a special place in my heart. It's both an honor and a privilege to work with such a beloved franchise. Reactivate marks a new era for Splash Damage, and is being developed and published exclusively by the London-based group. It'll be available for PC and consoles with the closed beta planned for this coming year. And players can sign up for the closed beta right now at playtfr.com. Oh, no. So the closed beta is planned for 2023. Players can sign up right now at playtfr.com for future updates. So you can't sign up for the closed beta. They baited that a little bit. But if you want to see more, we'll get more as time moves forward there on this. But we'll see. If Diablo 4's Queen of Hell is a spicy tomato, this Burger King ad gives me ideas. Have you ever played a video game and thought to yourself, hey, that guy sure is the digital embodiment of a triple pickle quarter pounder with bacon? Of course you have. Burger King Japan knows that you crave burgerific versions of all your favorite characters, from the best RPGs and beyond, so it intends to deliver the goods. BK Holdings announced its latest ad campaign is all about promoting Diablo 4, with none other than the Queen of Hell herself taking center stage as the face of the project. The Lilith Spicy Tomato Double Whopper Cheeseburger will be offered in Burger King outlets in the region from December 16th. The Scorcher of a Hamburger will be joined by two other limited time creations that are also based on Blizzard's demonic hack and slash action series. All this talk of blood and burgers has me hungry to try out BK's curious game of associations for myself, though. Burger Queen. Although you might not look at Lilith, Queen of the Succubi, and immediately think of spicy tomato sauce, BK Holdings wishes to pay tribute to the misunderstood character. It is a burger inspired by the anger of Lilith, who descended to Sanctuary after being exiled for a long time due to a blood ritual. It's said referencing the events of the second game in the Diablo series. This product is a special burger finished with a flame-grilled beef double patty, 4 slices of cheese, and a spicy tomato hot sauce. Reads the item description on Famitsu. The sauce in question features the moderate spiciness of chili peppers and the umami of garlic, which actually sounds pretty delicious. Agreed. I need one now. Other burgers in the Diablo 4 Burger King collection are the Butcher Double Meat BBQ Cheeseburger and the Diablo Garlic Double Cheeseburger. And you can purchase any of the 3 or all of them if you're feeling particularly devious to get a complimentary Lilith sticker with your order. Excuse me, whilst I book a ticket to Tokyo. Jeez, dude. Oh man, that's pretty funny actually. I like burgers. There's a lot of hype around D4, man. Lots of hype. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. How many of those Diablo 4 tattoos are going to feel bad? If any. We'll see. Popular PS3 and Xbox 360 games shutting down soon. Trio of popular games from the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation are shutting down next year. The trio of games comes the way of EA. During the Xbox 360 and PS3 generation, EA was best known for some games. For the same games it's best known for in 2022, sports games like FIFA and Madden. It was also known during this time for series like Battlefield, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Dead Space, Skate, Need for Speed, Sims, even series like Medal of Honor. 3 games from Medal of Honor which are shutting down. We already kind of talked about this, all right? But if you didn't know, shutting down on February 16th, of 2023, Medal of Honor from 2010, Medal of Honor Airborne, and Medal of Honor Warfighter are shutting down. Okay, so it's important to note that just the servers for these games are shutting down, which means any offline elements will still be playable. At this point in the series, it was primarily known for its multiplayer elements, though, which offered a more classic and slower experience compared to the likes of Call of Duty. So if you wanted to ever try these games for what they were known for in multiplayer, now is the time. You've only got a couple of months left, and the servers are going to be shut down. You won't be able to play them anymore, okay? Steam makes one of the 2011's best games for free for some users. Some Steam users are getting one of 2011's best games for free. We say some because there's a pretty pricey requirement up front. What? Next year, there are some major releases. In fact, if everything delivers and isn't delayed, could end up being one of the biggest years in gaming history. That's a big if, though. That literally is said before every year. Next year could be the biggest year. Next year could be the biggest year in game. It's like every year that's said. That's a big if, though. That said, one thing, I mean, because if you look back at the end of 2021, they said the same. Next year could be the biggest year in gaming, and they're not wrong. Especially with games that came out this year, like Elden Ring and Ragnarok, right? But then it's like they're saying the same thing about this coming year. And it's because of games like Starfield and, stuff like that. And we'll see. But it's just funny that's always, it could be the biggest year in gaming, man. Yeah, because it's a new year. And there are going to be new releases. Come on, man. That's a big if, though. That said, one thing gamers can presumably count on is one of the first big releases of the year. That's the remake of Dead Space. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I think this is probably going to be what a lot of people were missing from Callisto Protocol. This is what probably a lot of people were really wanting out of. They were wanting Callisto Protocol to be, modern Dead Space 1, modern Dead Space 2, and they didn't really get it. So this is probably where a lot of people are going to be able to scratch that itch. Unfortunately, it's an EA title, and that company, man. Not only is it difficult to mess up a remake, but it's even harder to mess up a remake. Not only is it difficult to mess up a remake, but it's even harder to mess up a remake of a great game. What? It's not hard to mess up a remake. This is okay, let's talk about this. Not only is it difficult to mess up a remake, but it's even harder to mess up a remake of a great game. It depends. Are you doing everything to the game the original way it was made? Are the only things you're changing about the game basically like the graphics? Are you just updating the game to play on modern hardware? Are you updating everything, for modern technology and not really changing anything about level design or, the way the gameplay feels or anything like that? Is that the only thing you're doing? Kind of hard to mess it up. Unless you just biff it completely and just include a bunch of bugs in it and stuff like that, But here's the thing. Remakes nowadays are not only doing that. Because quite often, games that are being remade or games that should be getting remade are old. Usually about 15 to 20 years old. And they were constrained by significantly by what they were able to do with those games back then. Not that they were bad. There were a lot of good games back then. But if you take a look at Dead Space 1, there's a lot more they can do with Dead Space now that they weren't able to do back then. Does that mean that they need to completely change Dead Space 1? No, but they are making it different in certain aspects, in certain ways This is not going to be the exact same Dead Space game that you remember from back then. It's going to be a little bit different. So for somebody to say that it's hard to mess up a remake, I will disagree with that. I will say there's more pressure to not mess up a remake of a great game, actually. Take, for instance, a game like Dead Space or Knights of the Old Republic, okay? Knights of the Old Republic, you're talking about a game that is widely regarded as the very best Star Wars game that has ever been created. And if you do not do it right, you are going to get obliterated. So, and that's an old title too. Knights of the Old Republic is like earlier 2000s, if I remember correctly, and maybe mid 2000s. So to say that it's hard to mess up a remake of a game, I'm going to disagree with that. The free game isn't for the remake, though, but for the original Dead Space 2. If you pre-order the remake of Dead Space, you will receive a free Steam copy of Dead Space 2 on release day, which is January 27th. This will cost you $60, so yeah, it's not free. Requires a leap of faith as you have to purchase the game before reviews come out and public opinion reveals whether or not it's a competent remake. Released in 2011, Dead Space 2 is a survival horror game. And is the sequel to 2008's Dead Space. Garnered Metacritic scores ranging from 87 to 90. Look, we just played Dead Space 1 and 2 in Scaretober a couple months ago, and they were both amazing. We played all three, actually. We played Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. Dead Space 1 and 2 were, in my opinion, head and shoulders above Dead Space 3. They actually really brought all of the horror elements to the table for a video game. They have frightening things about those games. They're very good titles. You're gonna get there's a lot of anxiety inducing kind of stuff in those games. It's kind of creepy. It's a lot of fun. Dead Space 3 was action. It wasn't really scary. It was more an action co-op kind of game, and it was okay. It was entertaining, but it wasn't Dead Space 1 and 2, not even close, in my opinion. So, TLDR, what you need to know here is like, if you end up pre-ordering Dead Space remake, then you can get Dead Space 2 for free. So it's not really free, but they'll give you Dead Space 2, original Dead Space 2, 2011's Dead Space 2, along with the Dead Space 1 purchase, or Dead Space 1 remake purchase, okay? Some PlayStation Plus subscribers are getting a major downgrade this month. PS Plus subscribers on PS4 and PS5 have just been dealt a significant downgrade. PS Plus is a split into 3 tiers. The bottom tier is PS Plus Essential. This version is nothing more than what PS Plus has been for years, which is, for the most part, multiplayer access and a few free games every month. For December 2022, PS Plus subscribers were once again handed a trio of games to play, including Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is actually Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, all in one remastered package. That said, you're not getting one of the best trilogies in gaming if you're in the Middle East, presumably due to the game's sexual content, including same-sex relationships. Oh my gosh! Let's freak out. God dang, dude. Because people can't just be attracted to who they want, they're naturally attracted to, or love who they want to love, I was like, God dang, dude. What subscribers in this part of the world are getting is Zombie Game Unturned, which is very popular, but not nearly equivalent to Mass Effect Legendary Edition in terms of value. Isn't easy, or this isn't to say it's worse. It's very popular, but it's also free to play on PC. On console, it's $24.99, but even at this price point, it doesn't compare to a package that includes some of the best RPGs ever made. Debuting back in 2014 via smartly dressed games before coming to console in 2020, Unturned was notably one of the most popular games of the year it came out. That said, in 2022, it's not nearly as popular, especially in consoles where it's not free to play. Unturned is an open world survival sandbox where you assume the role of a survivor, in the zombie infested ruins of modern day society and must work with your friends and forge alliances to remain among the living. Find weapons and supplies to survive against the zombies and gain experience points, which can be used for upgrades while you progress through the game. Unturned. So, in lieu of Mass Effect Legendary Edition, apparently there are a number of countries that are getting this game instead because of the fact that Mass Effect Legendary Edition has characters that can be engaged in same-sex relationships. How absolutely absurd is that? You go, man. Discrimination at your finest. You know what I mean? At its finest. For more coverage on all things PlayStation, including the latest on both PS4 and PS5, as well as PlayStation subscription services like PlayStation Plus, click here. Meanwhile, and as always, feel free to leave a comment. Yep. So there you go, man. Feels bad, dude. It's just so stupid. This doesn't make any sense. This is what I need to see. This is what I need to see, dude. The teen who trolled the Game Awards to shout out Bill Clinton explains why he did it. Look, what's funny is like, when I was watching the Game Awards, there was one particular scene where they actually had a camera on this guy in the background. And I was like, dude, he has got a head of hair, this guy does. But I remember noting like, man, he looks really young, He looks really young. Oh, look at that mane, dude. He got like a lion's mane, you know? You know what I'm saying? The Game Awards returned to Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles on Thursday night to celebrate this year's top video games. However, the evening came to a baffling end when a teenager sneaked on stage to shout out a former president. I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody. He said, stealing the shine from the Elden Ring team, which won for Game of the Year. The team was promptly escorted off stage by two security guards wearing suits. Minutes after the ceremony ended, Game Awards creator and host Jeff Keighley tweeted, "The individual who interrupted our Game of the Year moment has been arrested." In an email statement Friday, Officer Matthew Cruz of the LAPD told the Times that a report was taken at the 700 block of Chickhearn Court, where the ceremony's venue is located. He confirmed that the suspect was detained but not arrested for a theatrical exhibition. California-based YouTuber, Matan Evan, admitted on Friday that he was the ceremony's crasher. The 15-year-old, who boasts a following of 37,200 YouTube subscribers and 28,000 Twitter followers, is known for videos about the 2019 Hong Kong protests. Has a history of crashing gaming events. The Times spoke to Evan even on Friday about his Game Awards moment, keeping up his supposed devotion to the former president. He said he just wanted to express his appreciation for Clinton. I looked at the nominations and I was just kind of devastated to see somebody that I admire so much just be left out. He told the Times. What? Clinton, who has been referenced in a handful of video games, including the Political Machine franchise, was president from 1993 to 2001. Clinton isn't a game developer or a subject of a video game, but Evan oddly thinks he should have been nominated for this year's Game of the Year. During a video interview on Friday, He even continued his bit and explained how his Game Awards stunt came to be. The YouTuber who turned heads by shouting "Free Hong Kong" at BlizzCon 2019 said he planned months ago to storm the stage. He initially purchased a ticket for a seat that wasn't really a good one, but snagged another closer to the stage, he said. On Thursday, Evan first set by the God of War Ragnarok team, thinking it was going to win the top prize after sweeping several categories, but then he rushed to catch up with Elden Ring crew, blending in with developer Hidetaka Miyazaki. If I didn't think it would happen, I wouldn't have bought a ticket, Evan told the Times. I was expecting I would go there. I would make my statement. The Times confirmed Friday that the Game Awards will bolster its security efforts for future events following the incident. He even claimed that his contradictory statement about the Reformed Orthodox rabbi was also premeditated. For the record, Clinton is a Baptist. The YouTube personality explained that his message was about people being as good as Bill Clinton and the prospects of living in a good country where we all have the freedom. Oh, right on. However, his intention wasn't immediately clear to the Game Awards audience. Some social media users decried Evan, who says he is Jewish, as anti-Semitic, citing his Clinton comment as and Yeezy shoes. Twitter users also resurfaced his 2020 interview with InfoWars host Owen Schroyer. He claimed his Clinton reference wasn't intended to be a dog whistle for far-right conspiracies. Instead, it came off as a convoluted way to just praise Bill Clinton. Naturally, the Game Awards shocker fueled meme material. Twitter users dubbed Evan an imposter, referencing the mafia-like party game Among Us, and programmed the former president into Elden Ring to poke fun at the moment. Of course they did. Twitter boss Elon Musk shared his own Elden Ring meme and a congratulatory message to the team behind the From Software fantasy game. His image was a screenshot of developer Miyazaki making his way to the stage with Evan close behind. You cannot fast travel when enemies are near. Bro, that's pretty good, dude. That's pretty good. You cannot fast travel when enemies are near, said the meme, referencing the game's combat mechanic. Despite getting Musk's attention, Evan said he looks up to only two people, himself and, you guessed it, Bill Clinton. Dude. Kid's making a name for himself, dude. Yeah. Yeah, that's some good content for him. Solid. Yo, good on him. That's very creative. Very creative. I wonder what the ticket cost, you know? Bro, could you imagine, though? Like, you know how long those Games Awards lasted? All the way up until that was the last award. We were literally sitting here like, chowing down with like the community, like eating popcorn. It was like we were talking about how brutal it would be to just be sitting there in the audience. It's like, thank God we're like just watching this at home, because it was so drawn out and cringy, and it was like, man, I'm so glad I'm just able to like chill here and relax and like, eat food and have a good time. And could you imagine sitting there going, oh, dude, like, will these people shut up so I can like do what I came here to do? Which is like troll out the Game Awards. Oh, bro, this is actually insane. Typical human way of things. We talk more about this person than we do with the video games. Oh, man. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty funny. I wanted to know what this was about, it was very obvious at the end of the Game Awards, and we didn't see anything about it yesterday. It was very obvious at the Game Awards that this was something not planned, It was very obvious. And I was like, yo, did he just shout out Bill Clinton? I was like, what just happened, dude? So I'm glad we got to find out what this was about, That's pretty funny, dude. I think the big thing is like, it was just a little bit of like a funny little troll thing. It didn't, it apparently wasn't anything malicious. And I think that's the thing that it's like, cool, man, whatever, It was just a little bit of this kid was like, I'm going to troll the Game Awards a little bit. I'm going to see if I can get up there on stage and just say something funny, which is cool. I'm glad it wasn't anything malicious or like, stirring the pot about politics or anything like that, because it doesn't seem like it was. I mean, obviously Bill Clinton is involved in politics. He's an ex-U.S. president, and you know, but it just seems like something the kid, you know, was just doing to, you know, troll out a little bit, really. It didn't seem like anything super malicious, so I don't know. That's good, I think. I don't know. That's the news, man. That's the news. Them's the breaks. Them's the breaks. I don't know, man. I'm tired today. I stayed up too late last night. I stayed up too late. So wait, what? Oh, yeah. Appreciate you guys, man. Happy Saturday, gamers. Sorry you gotta work, dude. I hope it goes well. I hope it goes quick. I hope your coworkers don't talk too much, dude. You guys are amazing. Thanks for being part of this community, helping to create such an amazing place for all of us to hang out. And thanks to everybody, especially who's part of this new segment today, okay? We're going to move on to our gameplay for today. It'll be Breath of the Wild. We probably won't go quite as hard today as actually this weekend. We'll probably only be doing some gameplay stuff until, you know, roughly noon, something like that. I've got stuff I got to get done this weekend. We've got some travels coming up towards the holiday stuff at the end of the month, and I've got some content things I need to work on. I got to get prepared for the travels, things like that. There's just the weekends coming up, probably going to be shorter streams than the weekday streams are for the rest of the month, so just be prepared for that. But you guys rock, man. Appreciate you helping me to have such an amazing time doing what I do here every day, and just being a part of this place is you know, more than I could ask. So I appreciate you guys very much. We're gonna move on to the gameplay. Day 12 of Breath of the Wild, Master Mode Engage, and I don't know if anybody's checking out this content as a VOD later on YouTube or on our Twitch channel, and you're enjoying it, then see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and the rest of this amazing community whenever we go live at 6 o'clock a.m. CST every single day. We start off all of our streams with video gaming news before we jump into whatever video game content, gameplay content we have slated for the rest of the day, okay? So other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for December 11th edition of Video Gaming News, and what will be Breath of the Wild Day 13, okay?